Welcome to Dur-A-Flex, and more importantly, welcome to a new format for training contractors on the successful methods of applying Dur-A-Flex resinous floor and wall systems. Truly successful floor or wall projects rely on the actual products that are designed for a specific application. However, even the best products applied incorrectly will not make for a project that people are willing to pay for. You are now about to watch the steps that are required to take Dur-A-Flex products through a successful application. If you should have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us at www.duraflex.com or by calling 1-800-253-3539 to discuss specific details with your local Dur-A-Flex representative. Please remember, at Dur-A-Flex we truly believe that your success is key to our success.
Always be sure to read the MSDS and application instructions before starting any job. Always use proper personal protective equipment. For this application, you will need a high-speed drill with an 850 RPM minimum, a 4-inch dispersion mixing paddle, a half-inch V-notch squeegee, flat trowels, an 18-inch loop roller, clean 2 and 5-gallon pails, a 3.5-inch Jiffler mixing paddle, 18-inch 3/8 nap rollers, and 3-inch chip brushes. Also needed are spike shoes, brooms, a vacuum, and rubber gloves. Using a 4-inch dispersion paddle and proper mixing techniques will ensure the Polycrete SL is thoroughly mixed and free of clumps. Be sure to have enough manpower to complete all loop rolling within 12 minutes at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. For the application of Polycrete SL, you will need 2 people mixing, 1 person hand troweling and loop rolling, 1 person squeegeeing, and 2 people broadcasting. Apply Polycrete SL with a half-inch notch squeegee at 55 to 60 square feet per kit to achieve 1/8 inch thickness. Loop roll thoroughly and broadcast quartz at 0.5 pounds per square foot. When loop rolling, be sure to roll in all directions until the squeegee lines disappear. Polycrete SL comes in 3-part kits: the hardener, resin, and aggregate. Pour the resin component into the center of the mixing pail, being sure to avoid the sides. Scrape along the sides of the resin pail with a paint stick, making sure no amount of residue remains. Always scrape the stick on the resin container, not the mixing pail. Pour the entire hardener component into the mixing container. Never scrape the mixing stick on the side of the mixing pail. Mix well for 30 seconds. Gradually add the entire contents of the aggregate while continuing to mix to avoid clumping. Continue to mix thoroughly for 1 minute. Never use an aggregate bag that is wet or broken, as clumping or blistering may occur. And always add the entire bag of aggregate to the mix or blistering will occur. Immediately pour the entire batch onto the floor in an 8 to 12 inch ribbon. Spread the material with a half-inch V-notched squeegee. Pull the squeegee east to west, spreading materials uniformly. Apply even pressure on the squeegee while keeping a slow and steady pace. Immediately roll with an 18-inch loop roller to eliminate lines and help release air. Pour each successive batch 6 to 8 inches into the previously placed material. The time window at which Polycrete SL is broadcast is extremely critical. Too early and the surface may become uneven. Too late and the aggregate may not penetrate into the matrix surface. Prior to broadcasting, wait approximately 15 minutes at 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 minutes at 70 degrees Fahrenheit, or 25 minutes at 60 degrees Fahrenheit. This will be 6 to 10 batches behind the wet line. Broadcast the aggregate up and into the air, dispersing evenly and vertically at an approximate rate of half a pound per square foot. Continue this process until the broadcast is complete. Allow the Polycrete SL to cure for a minimum of 6 hours at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Sweep up the excess sand and be sure to vacuum around the edges. For the first top coat, you will need 2 people mixing, 1 person pouring and brushing, 1 person squeegeeing, and 1 person back rolling and cross rolling. Be sure to pre-mix the shop floor resin before measuring. Measure out 1 gallon of shop floor resin and half a gallon of Dur-A-Glaze No. 4 regular hardener into separate measuring pails. Pour the entire hardener component into the mixing container. Never scrape the mixing stick on the side of the mixing pail. Pour the resin component into the center of the mixing pail, being sure to avoid the sides. Scrape along the sides of the resin pail with a paint stick, making sure no amount of residue remains. Mix well for 30 seconds. Measure out 3 quarts of F70 sand and 3 quarts of 290 silica flour and pour it into the resin and hardener mix. Mix thoroughly for 1 minute. Immediately pour the entire batch out in a 4 to 6 inch ribbon. Using a 3-inch chip brush, cut in along the edges. Spread out the material evenly using a 3/8 inch notched squeegee. Pull the squeegee east to west, spreading materials uniformly. Apply even pressure on the squeegee while keeping a slow and steady pace. Using an 18-inch loop roller, back roll to eliminate squeegee lines. Pour each successive batch 6 to 8 inches into the previously placed material. Continue this process until the top coat is complete. Allow the top coat to cure for 12 hours at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. For the final top coat, you will need 1 person mixing, 2 people rolling, and 1 person cross-rolling. Dip and roll armor top abrasion resistant urethane at 825 square feet per kit. Armor top comes in 3 or 4 part kits: the hardener, resin, colorant, and optional grit. Do not apply armor top unless the floor temperature is a minimum of 5 degrees above the dew point or the relative humidity is greater than 80%, as foaming or poor recoat adhesion will occur. Pour 1 gallon of armor top hardener into a mixing pail and add 1 quart of armor top colorant and mix for 30 seconds. Add 1 quart of Armor Top resin and mix for 30 seconds. If additional abrasion resistance is required, slowly add 1 pint of Armor Top grit and continue mixing for an additional minute. Pour the material into a dip and roll tray that is large enough to accommodate an 18-inch roller. Begin cutting in with a 4 or 9-inch roller. Never use a brush, as this may leave material thick and cause foaming. Dip the roller cover into the paint tray and roll off the excess. Apply 2 8 to 10 foot long paths, left to right, then right to left. Re-wet roller and continue application. Even out roller lines by using W-shaped crosses and/or up and down passes. If not even, re-roll up and down until uniform. Immediately cross-roll to eliminate roller lines and puddles. Be sure to overlap roller 4 to 6 inches with each pass. Continue this process until the top coat is complete. The cure time for Armor Top is 24 hours for foot traffic and 72 hours for vehicle traffic.